Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and in today's video I have several things that I need to fix. So let's kind of go through them here and we'll talk about why they need fixing. Let's start with these earrings. Aren't these cool? These are a friend of mine's earrings, and I'm going to fix them for her because whoever made them so when you have them in your ear, it hangs this way. So this is a very easy fix. I do need to get, let's see, what do we have here? I need to get some jump rings and I need to get another ear wire. So let me do that and I'll be back and we'll fix them. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this jump ring out of here. And we're basically just going to start all over again. I made some jump rings of my own. And I think I'm going to use these because they're a little bit smaller because we need 2 jump rings. We need 2 jump rings for each earring, that is. And there's a couple of ways I could actually fix this, but it needs to hang this way. This hoop is not big enough to go in there. So that's why we need the jump rings. Hopefully, these actually jump rings, now that I'm looking at them, they may not be big enough to go through there. Oh, they are. Okay, they are. I wanted them small because I didn't want a large jump ring to be hanging. So we've got that 1 jump ring there. And then we need a 2nd jump ring. Let me open it up a little bit better. Here we go. Whoops. Kind of have a bum finger. It's almost completely healed, but I can't use it very well. There we go. I got it. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the ear wire in there. And then close this up. And then now it's going to hang properly. Okay? Let me do this one. All right, so there they are, all fixed up for her. Okay, now we're going to look at the next pair of earrings. Actually, let's do this thing first. This was something that my granddaughter got at the Mardi Gras parade. And she had it hanging on her purse yesterday at church. And somebody sat on this, and when she picked up her purse, it just opened up the jump ring and then it came apart. And I said, oh, I can fix that. That's very, very easy. And again, we just need a couple of pliers. We're going to open this up. And I believe it came off of that right there. And then I'm going to have to shimmy this up there. And that is it. It kind of made it wonky when it did what it did, but let's see if we can. Let's see, let me do some more shimmying here. See how it's not even there? That's bothering me. All right, there we go. So now she's got her little Mardi Gras keychain ready to hang back on her purse. All right. Now for these earrings. So I don't know what these are. They're kind of cool, but they split right there. I don't know if you can see that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some E6000 glue and glue that so it's together, and then I don't have to put another hole in it, because I think it's just coming apart. Let me see. Let me look at this a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna let that set a little bit. I think I am gonna take some E6000 glue and glue that and just try to put a hole in it. This next thing here, so she has been wanting me to make her a necklace. Hang on. So as some of you that follow me probably already know, I am part of a dance group called the Louisiana Lunatics. And I've made some necklaces that I have sold. And then I donated half the proceeds to, we're having a trip. We have been invited to the 250th USA birthday celebration to be in a couple of parades. One of them is in Philadelphia and the other one is in DC, and that's the summer of 2026. And anyway, some of the lunatics have bought some of the necklaces, and the one lady that I'm doing this for, she's one of them. She loves her necklace, but she was wondering if I could do another I have another style that I do, and she was wondering if I could do another style on this chain and kind of change it up a little bit. So that's what we're experimenting with today. I like doing stuff like this. I think it's a lot of fun. So let's see. Let me show you what I got here. So her necklace that she's wearing now actually has this little chickie and then a smaller moon. For this particular necklace, I'm going to use this chickie, bigger moon, and star. And she wants some turquoise on it. And I'm not for sure if I have big enough beads to go on here, but we're going to experiment and try to figure this out together. First beads I thought about were these Hishi beads, but I don't think the holes are going to be big enough. I've been trying to find big hole turquoise beads. And when I say turquoise, I don't mean like the stone of turquoise. Turquoise colored is what we're talking. These are probably going to be the best things. I got quite a few of those. So let's figure this out. First thing I'm going to do is take off this jump ring. And hopefully these will fit. Because if they do, that's a good thing. Please, please, please fit. Please fit. It's not going to fit. You know, if I could take this off, it would fit. But I don't know. I don't want to have to take that off. If these were just a little bit bigger, So the reason that she likes this chain is she likes the length of it, and also her hair doesn't get caught in this type of chain. Some of the other chains that I have, like these Rolo chains, she says her hair tends to get caught in them, in the little links there. And, because, let me see, this would work. Look at that. So I need to have something this size. I'm going to go ahead and put it together, and then we'll go from there. So I have decided to use this chain, and if it's not going to work for her, we'll figure something else out. She likes to wear her jewelry, like put it on and never take it off. So that's part of the issue there. But anyway, these actually fit perfectly. Everything fits perfectly on this chain. There we go. Look at that. And I just took these jump rings that I had made earlier. And opened them up and hung the charms on them. And these charms, they do have a right side and a wrong side. So you need to make sure if you're doing something like this, you take into consideration how you put them on. Those look cute. I like the turquoise. I may have to make me one of these. I have one very similar to this where I used these. And I really like them. But this turquoise, I love turquoise. That looks really nice. So I've got some bigger jump rings here. And I'm going to use them to hang the lobster claw. Hopefully, will they fit? I may have to go down a size. If I remember correctly, I had this issue with another necklace. I may have to go down a size. Darn it. This right here is 20 gauge wire. So I'm going to have to find some 22 gauge wire because this chain is so fine, and make some jump rings. I misspoke. This is 18 gauge wire. So I need to go to 20 gauge wire. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is cut flush. And then I like to use these to make jump rings. And I'm going to use... These are the bigger. I think I'm going to use the smaller. If that one don't work, I can always make some more. But this is how you make your jump rings. Clip them off the wire there. There's you. Well, the first one's kind of wonky sometimes. I may be able to rescue that one, but there we go. Look at that. Hopefully this is going to work. Well, sometimes you might have to, depending on how you cut them, take a file and make sure those are flat, or you can take your pliers and cut them. But I think this one's okay. So, all right, cross your fingers. There we go. Yay, I did it. Close this up. Whoops, sorry. Never realized how much I used my pointer finger till I messed it up. Okay, there we go. Now I need to find a lobster claw and put that on the other end. Got to measure it out first. I think she said she wanted 20-inch necklace. So I need to measure out 20 inches here. So that's 18. Oh no, it's 24 inches. 24, sorry. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think I'm going to go 23 and a half on this, because that lobster is going to take up some room. Now this is stainless steel chain, so I need my special wire cutters, and they're the ones I use for my memory wire bracelets. And where did I put them? Hang on. Right here. They are for tougher wire, like the stainless steel. If you use your regular wire cutters, you will nick them and ruin them. So I use these. Okay, let me remeasure. About right there. And put this away. I need to find a lobster claw. All right, I have it all done. I got the lobster claw on there, and let me lay this out. Doesn't that come out cute? The Luna chicks, how about that? All right, and like I said, if it's not going to work for her, we'll try to find her another chain. I can always use that chain on another necklace. But now we got to tackle these earrings. So I took some E6000 glue, and I just kind of glued it sort of back together again. I think this may be a snake skin. I'm not really sure. But we're using jump rings because they actually they punched the holes in really, really high up there, and that's why it broke. They should have come down a little bit further and just used jump rings. And again, I'm going to have to use 2 jump rings, otherwise it's going to hang like this. But I used the E6000 glue, and it dried mostly, but not all the way. And then I just took a pin and repoked the hole. And it's still not 100% dry yet, but it's pretty dry. Hopefully this is gonna work. Okay. Close this up, and then I want to put the opening down in the bottom there, and then once it's dry, it's gonna help that to just stay attached, hopefully. All right, so now I'm gonna open this little tiny jump ring. And this is going to allow a lot of movement. I like movement on my earrings. So just put that like that. Make sure the ear wire is in the correct angle. Close her up. There we go. We've got the earring all fixed and dangly. All right, so we did a lot of fixing stuff up here today. We fixed these earrings and these earrings. I fixed this Mardi Gras keychain for my granddaughter, and we made a lunatic necklace. Not lunatic, lunatic. There we go. I like doing these videos to let you know that just because you have a piece of broken jewelry doesn't mean you have to throw it away. It can be fixed most of the time. Sometimes when it can be fixed, it could be repurposed into something else. And I do have some videos where I've done that. Anyway, let me know, do you fix your jewelry or you just toss it? Thanks for joining me. Y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, signing out for now. Bye-bye.